Hey guys, welcome back to our channel, Plots with a Twist.
We discuss books,
amongst other things. And we know we're a little late, but it's okay.
Better late than never.
Look, we got planner life. We get our planner life together, so we're going to be a little bit better about planning things out. We've been saying that for some time, but we got a planner.
We stay pretty consistent for the most part.
We just kind of fluctuate on the days.
Yeah.
But it comes to you, so
exactly.
Hey, here we are. So today, we're not quite ready to do our wrap up yet, so that will be a little delayed, but we have some other videos that we're going to give to you in the meantime. And today we're going to talk about our shows, because we did have a request to just talk a little bit more about our shows. And we enjoy talking about our shows because we like the shows we watch, so why not? So what we're going to do, we're going to take 5 platforms and talk about a show we've watched recently or will recommend or are currently watching, and then a show we wouldn't mind checking out on that same platform. So let's get into it.
You want to go ahead and start?
We'll start with Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to start with
No, that's fine.
Okay, so Netflix, everybody has Netflix, right? Or if you
for the most part.
You got somebody's password, right? That's somebody's password. Okay, so Netflix, I think the show I would recommend, I've recommended quite a few shows on Netflix, and I feel like I watch most of the popular shows, so it's not really too many shows you could recommend to someone that they haven't seen. But I think I wanted to mention this because I mentioned it before in our Netflix book tag, and I want to tell you why you need to watch it, and that's Arcane. That show is so good. It's so good. So Arcane, just to kind of summarize it, it is an animated show. It's based off of a video game, I believe more so a PC game, and pretty much it focuses on these 2 sisters that are, I guess, elite level players in the game. So it goes through their history, and as they pretty much some conflict causes them to lose their parents, and they're raised by someone in the, I guess, I can't remember what the undercity is called, like in the slums, kind of, sort of, who finds them. So they're raised together, and they grow up being kind of like bandits or whatnot, kind of making a life of their own, degenerates. I don't know what you want to call them, but pretty much something happens where there causes a rift where they diverge into 2 different paths. The other part of the story is the undercity and the rich and the elite, the overcity, tensions are brewing, and pretty much some of the events surrounding the sisters causes other events to happen that makes those tensions come up, kind of boil to a head. So really, that's really what it boils down to. But I just like even though it's an animated series, even though it's a fantasy show, kind of, sort of, it just really has some nice, compelling, back-telling of stories. You really understand the kid. Like, I love shows that do that, and that's why I really love animated shows, because people sleep on them and don't think that they do that, but they do. They do, and they do it in a way that's done well. And the show is visually stunning as well. It's like the music, the just cinematography, I like all that type of stuff. So it's just one I can't wait for the next season. So round of applause.
And what on there do you want to check out?
Pieces of Her. So that's actually a book that was on my reading list.
Is that a book?
Yeah, I think it's Karen Slaughter. I think that's who wrote it. I have a few, if that's the author, but I have a few of her books on my list if that's the author. I think that's the author. But I think it was one that was on my reading list already, so I saw that it was a show, and I was like, hey, why not? So Pieces of Her.
Okay, so for me, what I have been watching, of course I watch lots of stuff on Netflix, but what I have watched recently, and I haven't finished the whole season, but I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes, and that's a Bling Empire. And basically Bling Empire is a reality show, a Netflix original. It follows 4 or 5 Asian characters, not characters, they're real people, but who basically come from money, and they get their money from different things. I forgot the main girl's name, but it's basically Crazy Rich Asians, but real life, in real time. And given the little reality show drama, but also given the glamour and everything of the lifestyle, and also showing some of their culture and stuff. So I love a good reality TV show like that. I don't watch like a lot of like Love and Hip Hop and all that. I used to, but I really don't anymore. One, because I don't have them channels, and two, like I don't know. I feel like those shows are kind of like you seen one season, you seen them all.
Yeah.
So with this, it's more so like it's interesting to see like how other people live, like how other cultures live, and just living in their wealthy like lifestyle. So that's a show that I've been watching and enjoying, and yeah, it's cute. I like it. It's not like mindless TV basically. A show that I do want to check out that I've been like meaning to check out is Top Boy. I feel like everybody has to watch that show. I'm probably like super late, and I haven't like watched it yet, but I heard it's really good. And somebody told me like if you like The Wire and stuff like that, then you'll like Top Boy. So
it's on my list.
Yeah, it's on my list. I'm gonna check it out one day, and I think they're like it just came out with like its 3rd season or something. So yeah,
I thought it was okay,
or maybe 2nd season.
Way behind there,
but it seems like 2nd or 3rd.
Either way,
yeah.
I only thought it was one.
Maybe definitely more than one. So.
All right. So the next platform we'll discuss is Hulu. So when we was looking, I realized I don't watch that many Hulu originals. I think most of the Hulu originals I watch I've already mentioned at some point on the channel. So yeah, I didn't have a Hulu original, but what I have been watching recently, very much so recently on Hulu, I'm sorry, I like my animated shows, and that's Bob's Burgers. I've mentioned Bob's Burgers kind of around the way before, but Bob's Burgers, if you have not watched it, if you're not an animated person, I get that, but it's one of those shows that gives you everything that you would want out of any other sitcom or type show.
It is funny.
Because it's funny. It's heartwarming. It's touching. It's like dysfunctional family without major dysfunction like you get from The Simpsons or Family Guy or anything. It actually makes sense. The situations that they're in or get into are realistic situations. It's just animated.
Like a real sitcom.
Yeah,
animated.
And I just love Bob Burgers. Every character on there have their little quips that I just love. Have their little just things I love about them, and it's just one of those shows that initially I was worried that it was. Because I didn't feel like it had the traction. So I thought it was going to get canceled. But it's one of those shows that's been going strong. So that's one. I fell off of it for a bit. So that's why I've been watching it recently. I'm trying to catch up on the latest seasons that I've missed. Because I used to watch it when it like actually came on. But I'm a streaming girl now. A show on Hulu, though, that I wouldn't mind checking out that has been on my list for some time. I just need to press play is Only Murders in the Building. I love Steve Martin. I love what's the other one name?
Selena Gomez.
Oh, she's alright.
She's in that.
What's his name? Martin Short. Lord, couldn't think of it. But like I've enjoyed their movies, I've enjoyed their comedy, I've enjoyed everything about them. So and I've heard great things about the show. So it's on my list to watch, and it just seems like my type of vibe. So hey, one day.
Okay.
I'll press play. What about you?
Okay, so for Hulu, I watch lots of stuff on Hulu, but like much like Kristen, not Hulu originals. But the one show I do want to mention that I have been watching recently, and it's really cute and it's really funny, is Abbots Elementary. Elementary. Why am I saying that like that?
I need to watch that. That's on my list too.
No, you would love it. Somebody told me it was like The Office, but like with more black people. Which is basically like a mockumentary. Like they're talking to the camera. But it takes place in Philadelphia at an inner city elementary school, and it focuses around the teachers that are there, and the principal is like, she got the job because she did something crazy, and like they're just all characters, and it's very funny. The guy from the boy who played Everybody Hates Chris, he's like he's a grown man, a teacher. I'm like, look at him. I love that he's still acting and stuff. So yeah, and it's actually very, very funny, like very cute. So yeah, I've been checking that out and really love it. So a show that I do want to check out is a Hulu original, because y'all know I love the drama, and I'm saying like funny stuff. Y'all proud of me?
Yeah, you comedy.
I know. So a show that I do want to check out, very drama filled. It's called Dopestick, and it's a Hulu original, and it's starring Michael Keaton, and it's surrounding like the opioid epidemic. And I want to what city is it? I want to say like Ohio, somewhere middle America.
I don't think I've seen that trailer in a while.
Really? But yeah, so like I really want to check that out. I think I saw like the first episode, but I just kind of like never went back to it. So yeah, I want to see what that's giving. So yeah.
Okay. Next platform that we have, and these are platforms, just as a reminder, these are platforms that we have. So it's not every single platform we can think of. Next one is Amazon. So I will admit, I have a lot of shows I need to watch on Amazon. I really haven't utilized the streaming services to its full capacity, full potential. I plan to do that though. I got books to read though. But one show that I watched recently, oh my god, every show I picked was animated. Wow. That is not intentional. I do watch people. I just like animated shows, and usually they're really good. So this one night I was just feeling saucy, and I wanted something that gave me Arcane, but I don't know, just gave me a little bit of the shows that I was looking for, but I didn't really have to think too hard, or I was thinking I wouldn't have to pay too much attention, but I did have to pay attention, and that's Charlie's right there, y'all. And that's the Legends of Box McKenna. I think that's how you say it. This is typically not a type of show. I promise this is typically not a type of show I would normally watch. Really? Yes, but I found myself looking into the backstory of how the show, like what prompted this type of show. Like I looked the show up. Like I usually do that anyway, but this one was really interesting. So Box McKenna, the Legends of Box McKenna, okay, it's based off a Dungeons and Dragon campaign. That and the whole show itself is spurred off of a YouTube series done by the voice characters. So they do these Dungeons and Dragon campaigns on the YouTube series, and I guess from there they created this animated show. Anywho, but it is pretty much, if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, you know there's different types of characters that have abilities. You have, I don't know the technical terms for all the types, but I did find myself in a rabbit hole looking it up because I was like, this is really interesting. But pretty much it's this campaign, but so it's going through the story of these mercenaries, these 7 mercenaries that are tasked with that just wanted some money. So they went up to try to defeat this dragon that was plaguing the city, and found success in that and became official guards for the city, and end up getting pulled into some other situations that they needed to navigate through. I guess that's the best way to say it. But it is very much giving you that vibe, but it's also funny. So it's not overtly funny where it's like I'm trying to make you laugh, but it's just like, you know, kind of hijinks type funny, really kind of messed up situation kind of funny. Just that is just an enjoyable show. So yeah, that was one I was like surprised by, even though that's the vibe I was looking for that particular evening. I was surprised that I enjoyed it, and I finished the season.
I have to finish it. I've also watched that. It's good.
It's actually good. It was actually good. Okay. Show on Amazon I wouldn't mind. It has been on my list forever. Don't know why I have not watched it. It's Fleabag. I've been wanting to watch it since I'm an award show type person. I even watched the Oscars. We're not gonna talk about that though. But I'm a award show type person, and that kind of, am I a bandwagoner? I am. Yeah. So that kind of helps me inform my choices when it comes to shows and movies and things like that.
This one got an Emmy. Let me watch it.
And Fleabag won. They did a sweep of an Emmy or Golden Globe, something like that. It was something like that, and it immediately made it to my list because it seemed like my type of vibe. But yeah, I haven't watched it yet, so it's on there.
Okay, so for me on Amazon, a show that I watched. This is when I had COVID, y'all, like way back in the day. And so I sat on this couch and laid on this couch and just watched like so many shows, and I finished this show in like 2 days, and it's The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, because I had seen people like talking about it, and they were comparing it to Game of Thrones. It wasn't giving Game of Thrones, but it was good. So it's basically about, it takes place in like, I don't even want to say medieval, but like a mystical, magical, medievalist-esque type of setting. And it follows this, I don't even know what to call it, this lady who's like looking for, she's trying to save her like something's going on in the world and they're trying to save it, and they go to this village looking for basically like the chosen one, like a person that is like supposed to save them all. And there's like 5 different prospects, and they all have like different like they were all born, I think, around the same time, so they're trying to figure out which person is like the chosen one or whatever. And basically like that's what the show, the first season is about.
And you don't want to read Harry Potter?
I'll read it one day. I will. I promise I will. But yeah, so it's basically like that's the gist of the show, and it was really, really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there was some, I don't know if it was because I was just like delirious from my illness or what, but it was like some moments where I just found myself laughing and cracking up, and it wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was because it was kind of cheesy, but it was still good. Like, it wasn't like cheesy to a point of, all right, like I have to turn this off. It was just like, what?
Really?
Yeah, but it was still good. Like, the writing was good, the cinematics was good. So yeah, that's a show that I really enjoyed. Now I finished the show, like I had to see like what was gonna happen like after each episode, so that's always a good show to me. A show that I want to check out on Amazon Prime is the Marvelous Mrs Maisel. Is that what it's called?
It's on my list too.
So, what's that show? I have like seen it around, and I do want to check it out because it has gotten a lot of awards and recognition too. And I like the girl that stars in. I forget her name, but
Okay, she was in House of Cards.
yeah, like I forget, but yeah, that's the show that I've been wanting to check out for like a long time, because I know that show's been out for a long time. But yeah, I'm gonna check that out soon.
All right, so the next platform is HBO Max. So the original I have mixed feelings about, as many people who have mentioned this show or seen this show probably also have.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the last show I watched on HBO Max. I need to watch Euphoria. I finished the first season. I haven't gotten into the second season yet. I know I'm behind. But this show, I don't even want to mention it because I haven't even been really enjoying it. And that's and just like that, the spinoff of Sex and the City.
She hated that show. I loved it.
It's cringy. It's good but cringy.
It did have its moments.
It's good to remind you of what you loved about Sex and the City. Like, Sex and the City is hands down one of my favorite shows ever. But did it re-spark the magic for me a little bit? But is it missing a lot? Yes. Is it
nothing like the original?
Yeah. Not that I was trying to have it be like the original, but just the pacing, the timing, the writing, something about it is off. But other than that, it is enjoyable. You get the fashion, you get the situations, you get some of the humor, and some of the humor isn't intentional. But it is kind of like, instead of like, what? It's kind of like, why did y'all have to do it? Mm-hmm. But anywho, so that's one. The other show that I was gonna mention, animated, was Rick and Morty, but it's not an original. Yeah. But it is something that, because it was on HBO Max, I actually sat down and watched the whole thing. And that show, as much as it's like weird a little bit, it's actually really good.
I've heard.
But okay, so the show I really want to check out on HBO Max, though. I've seen the previews and I thought this has to be funny. I love Danny McBride, I think that's his name, and that is The Righteous Gemstones. I thought it had a good kind of interesting premise in regards to stuff surrounding this mega church. So yeah, that's one on my list.
Okay, so for HBO Max, for me, I think I mentioned this show here before, but I'm just gonna say it again because it's a really good show. And that's Succession on HBO, and I think it is an original, it's an HBO original show. And basically follows this family, this dad, I don't even know their names, but it follows this family. The dad owns this like super successful company. I don't even know what the company does. Some white collar like business.
Is it publishing?
Something, I don't know. But like, yeah, they're a really successful family in this business, and dad owns the company. And basically there's scandal, there's the family's like fighting over who gets to take over like the company, and everybody's ambitious, and it's just like a really good show. The actors on it are great. It's kind of like one of those shows where like the family is like kind of dysfunctional and kind of like scandalous like amongst each other, but they're still like a family.
Yeah.
You know, so but it's really good, and I only saw the first season, maybe half of the second season, so I need to catch up.
Seen it, so
I have to. I need to catch up. So, but
it's on my list.
Yeah, it's a good show. I really enjoy it, and I have to finish that. But a show that I want to watch. I have a couple written down here. But I know. So the first one is the Gilded Age. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but it's given Bridgerton meets, I don't know, scandalous, like whatever. So, and it's on HBO. I feel like HBO always has good shows. Even if you're not into the subject matter, like it's going to be a good show. So I do want to check it out. And it has the lady from
Cynthia Nixon.
She's in that? Mm-hmm. That's not even what I was talking about.
I think so. I'm almost certain.
It's the woman from... What is the show where Chris Noth was on it and he was cheating on her, and she was a lawyer. The other wife.
The good wife.
The good wife. So
same time.
Yeah. So the woman that was like the protagonist, like she was on there. She was another lawyer on there. She's on the Gilded Age. So I'm like, oh, I like her. I might check that out. So, and another show I want to watch that just came out is Winning Time on HBO, and that's basically the Magic Johnson story. Like I guess his rise to fame and all that's happened in his life, and it looks really interesting. And the guy that's playing in it, he looks just like Magic Johnson. So I'm like, well, I want to see that. I don't know.
Does he? I gotta look at him.
I every time I watch a show on HBO, like that's the preview, so I'm like, I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, so
HBO got a ton of shows that are on my list. Like
so many.
Majority of my list is HBO shows because I have so many I need to watch on there.
Yeah, but, so that's my list for HBO Max.
All right, so our last platform is probably our least used platform.
Definitely my least used.
I use it for other reasons, and that's Disney Plus. So for this category, we're more so, we don't really watch a lot of series, really any series on there, but I have seen one, and so we'll probably just mention some shows we plan to check out on there. Mm-hmm. So the one that I've seen and I think can be enjoyable, it's not animated. My only non-animated, well, no, I mentioned And Just Like That.
Yeah. So, show you didn't even like.
Right. But, so my friend was watching it when she came over, and I thought it was very interesting. And I know we just came off the Oscars and it might be controversial, but this is Welcome to Earth with Will Smith. It was on the National Geographic side of Disney Plus, and I thought it was really interesting because pretty much he's testing his own limits. He's a thrill seeker, so he's doing visiting different climates, doing different things, doing different activities, and really just testing the waters. And you still learning a little bit about these climates. I think one episode he climbed down like a volcano.
Did he jump off of the tallest building or something?
He did something like that. Yeah, I haven't seen every episode, but yeah, just kind of like Planet Earth at Night, how they focus on different climates or environments or things like that. Same with this, but it's more so he's getting into the culture around those environments, as well as people who might do things within those environments, and he's actually trying it as well. So it's very interesting. A show I wouldn't mind checking out on Disney Plus. I actually would really like to sit down and watch most of the series on Disney Plus. It seems like they have a lot of good series. So I wouldn't mind watching most of the Marvel series. I put down Moon Knight, which is the most recent one because I like Oscar Isaac.
Me too.
And then what was the other one? That's it. I'll just say Moon Knight. I wouldn't even mind watching the Star Wars series, Mandalorian. Because I like Pedro Pascal.
Prince Oberyn. Look.
But I'm more of a Marvel fan than a Star Wars fan. So
I've never even watched Star Wars for real.
But I wouldn't mind checking out. But yeah. What about you for Disney?
Okay, so for Disney Plus, don't watch it, have it, but don't really click on it that much. And I said,
she hasn't even seen Encanto. Boo her.
I know, y'all. I have to really catch up on all I haven't seen all the Marvel movies and stuff. I just really fell off all that stuff. So I need to catch up on all of that. But one thing that I keep coming back to, and I'm gonna watch over and over again, is Black is King by Beyonce.
Yeah.
And it's not a show. It's basically like a visual album. Basically.
One night, I sat there. I think it was probably the second or third time I watched it. I was drinking, and I just started crying.
It's so beautiful, though. Like I love. Like it just makes me feel so good. Like just watching it, the visuals, everything. If you haven't seen Black is King, like it's just a good visual. Like Beyonce is that girl. She's our Michael Jackson. I was telling my boyfriend that last night. Like she's our generation's Michael Jackson.
Okay.
The closest thing we're gonna get to it. That's a controversial opinion. I don't know, but tell me she's not. So yeah. That's the only thing like I really go back to on that app to like watch, but it's a bunch of things like Kristen like that I need to like go and watch. I really want to watch WandaVision on there, which is like the spin-off of I guess, you know, all the Marvel movies, yeah. And focuses on I forget her name, but
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, and
is
Wanda.
That her?
No, not Scarlet. It's like
it's something witch. And what's the guy name? Girl, we don't know that name,
right?
Huh?
His name is Wanda.
His name is not Wanda.
His name is something. He's the Iron Man. That's not the Iron Man.
He's the program. Dang it, what does he call him?
He's WandaVision.
He doesn't call him Wanda. He calls him something.
People are gonna be in the comments like,
not
y'all are so wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to check out that show because it looks really, really good. Even from the previews I saw, and it's gotten a lot of awards. So I guess I'm a bandwagoner too because I want to see it. If it's getting multiple awards,
I just wanted you to be self-aware enough to acknowledge it.
Just to admit it. So yeah, that's something I definitely want to check out amongst other, like so many other shows. I have watched the new Proud Family too, which I thought was pretty cute. I only saw the first episode and it was good. But yeah, outside that, I have to get into my Disney Plus app. So yeah, that's it for me.
Well, let us know some of the shows we should check out on any of these
please
platforms.
Give us suggestions.
We have some other streaming services that we have. I mean, so even if it's not any of these platforms, let us know. We'll find a way to watch it if we want to. Like this video, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll see you next time. Bye.